Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
What the asset monetization pipeline does today is to take this entire thing to the next phase where you're looking at the public-private partnership. You're also making sure, and here, let me first of all underline, Amitabh did say it during his presentation, and Rajiv Kumar ji also has mentioned it. There's no land here. This entire pipeline, National Monetization Pipeline, is talking about brownfield assets where investment has already been made, where there is a completed asset which is either languishing or which is remaining not fully monetized or which is remaining underutilized. So by bringing in the private participation into this, you're going to be able to monetize it better, and with whatever resource that you're having obtained through the monetization, you're able to put in further investment into infrastructure building. So first of all, for those who have this question in your mind, which means, are we selling away the lands? No, this infrastructure, National Monetization Pipeline is talking about brownfield assets which need to be better monetized. And more importantly, I want to show you again a slide which Amitabh showed and which has been very clearly emphasized by Rajiv Kumar ji, that ownership of assets remains with the government. That was a slide shown. I'm just showing it here. The ownership remains of those assets with the government, and there will be a mandatory hand back. They'll have to give back after a certain time. Let there not be any confusion, oh, this government is selling away. No, these are assets, brownfield, which will be still with the ownership of the government. And the second most important point here is that the contractual partnerships which we will enter in executing this monetization pipeline will be with full KPIs and performance standards ensured. So the KPIs and performance standards will have to be complied with for getting through the monetization pipeline. So they're all de-risked assets, no doubt, and the value from the consideration and the private investment which will come into maintaining it, optimally utilizing it, putting it for a larger cost, all this will generate greater value, and it will unlock resources for the economy, which is what we want. The economy needs more resources. The economy wants that kind of a liquidity, that kind of a value unlocking with which we can move forward. So we'll have to understand that this is a transition. You're bringing in greater innovative ways of private participation. Examples were given of InvITs, which are being very popularly used by the highways, National Highways Authority. Power Grid Corporation, for instance, has also used the InvIT rates model, and as a result, they were able to raise more than 7,000 crores. So I think it's important that India recognizes that time has come for making the most out of our assets, and in this pipeline, we've listed that out so that they can be better monetized.
The pipeline of Government of India assets, which we are looking at over a 2025 period, covers about 14% of the center's outlay under the National Infrastructure Plan. It's about roughly 6 lakh crore. It covers 12 line ministries and departments and 20 plus asset classes. The top 3 sectors by value are road, railways, power, and the year-on-year phasing is given here. So just to give you quickly that the road sector is very critical. It covers about 26,700 kilometers, and NHAI and MoRTH will drive this largely through TOT and Unveils. The phasing is given in all these sectors. Then there is power transmission. And roads and power, actually roads has already monetized 1,400. It's a model which is going on in road sector. They've already monetized about earlier, last 2-3 years of 17,000 crores worth of through 1,400 kilometers. And this year, Power Grid did an Unveils, which was highly successful, raising 7,700 crore. We are looking at about 28,608 CKT kilometer of transmission line, about 45,200 crores, and Power Grid will drive this. We are looking at power generation, about in hydel and solar sector through NTPC, NHPC, NLC, and that is, the phasing is given here. Then we are looking at pipelines, natural gas sector through GAIL, and Ministry of PNG, Petroleum Natural Gas, about 8,154 kilometers. And then separately, petroleum product pipelines and others, again about 22,503. This is Indian Oil, HPCL, and Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas through PPPs and InvITs model using these models. And then we've looked at warehousing assets. Warehousing assets which are with Central Warehousing Corporation and FCI. And we feel that country has huge amount of warehousing assets, and this is about 210 lakh metric tons of assets which have been considered, about or close to about 29,000 crores. And then railways, which has a share of about 26% in NMP. We have looked at several their railways as railway stations, passenger trains, Konkan Railway, goods sheds, hill railways, dedicated freight corridor, railway stadiums, 15 railway stadiums also. And then telecom sector, about 2.86 lakh kilometer of fiber, plus BBNL, BSNL, towers, etc., which we've looked at. And in the aviation sector, which has had a very good track record of privatizing airports, not only 25 airports, but also its stake in existing airports. Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, it has existing stakes. We are looking at all that, and that has been spelled out. And then shipping, 31 projects in 9 major ports, which they have to drive, which is here. And then we've looked at coal mining, about 160 projects at a value of 28,747 kilometers. A lot of that work has already been done by the Ministry of Coal in terms of fresh mineral blocks, etc. And in the sports sector, we've looked at 2 national stadiums, 2 regional centers. And in the urban real estate sector, we've looked at redevelopment of colonies and hospitality assets, which Ministry of Urban Development has. All the secretaries to Government of India who are going to drive this are here. They are the ones who will take leadership position, and therefore they will be taking this forward. This entire exercise has been a partnership exercise. It's a whole of government approach with all of us working together.